And the Real Madrid drama have started. Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid are in a small little predicament. I'm gonna be so real. I'm gonna be so real, yeah. When this news headline first came out yesterday evening, I didn't believe it. I was like, come on, man. I even tweeted it. I was like, this is cap. This is so much cap. But then Mario tweeted it. And Mario, I respect very highly. I know Mario works very, very close to Real Madrid. I know he works very close with Florentino Perez. I know him and Perez and Mario, they've got a good relationship. And then Cope said it as well. And if you guys remember Cope was one of the early people, after me, one of the early people that pretty much said that Trent was going to join Real Madrid. So I was like, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3 all saying it? There must be something there. If you guys don't know, if you guys haven't been on Twitter, if you guys haven't been on social media, there is currently no agreement between Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid on a contract extension. The player has been asking for 30 million package salary, which is basically close to what Mbappe is getting and Mbappe is earning for months now. And he has been sticking to those demands. Negotiation have not advanced in the last months. And it is a bit interesting because over the last months, I haven't heard nothing about Vini's extension. If we go back over the year, if we go over back the last season, we always saw Real Madrid and Vini are going to be extending their contract. Then we don't hear nothing. And then we hear something. And then we hear there's been no agreement. And then Vini tweets a picture of him holding, which one? Him holding this, him kissing the badge on IG, which made me think, all right, cool. Maybe there is an agreement. And then nothing. And then Vini comes out and said, I love Real Madrid. So I initially felt like, okay, come on, man. Like, this is surely happening. But if Mario is saying it and Cope is saying it, hey, listen, as of right now, what we know is that Vinicius Jr.'s contract ends in 2027. That's what we know. What the news headlines are saying and what Jorge is saying or what Mario is saying or what Cope is saying is that Real Madrid and Vini will sit down with each other next year. Next season, they'll sit down with each other and decide on this, which is basically indicating that Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid, they've got one more year of making this work out, seeing what things are, seeing how things are, before sitting down and deciding and agreeing whether I'm going to give you a contract or not. Which means next season is going to be a deciding factor before they sit down the following season. Because Real Madrid, surely not. They're not going to let Vinicius go for free. Surely, impossible for them to let their star man, number 7, the person who's got a release clause of 1 billion, the person that Florentino Perez has always said, that's my son. This guy's going to retire Real Madrid. Vinicius Jr. himself has said, I don't see myself in any other club but Real Madrid. And then for him to leave, hey, things are not adding up here. But it's pretty interesting because everyone's going to say the one person to blame, even though this person has got nothing to do with the situation. But I know how social media is. I know how media is. They're going to blame one person now. They're going to blame, if this person never joined Real Madrid, this situation would have never happened. And that person is Kylian Mbappe. The blame will be on Kylian Mbappe. The same way Mbappe's been getting the blame on Rodrigo's situation. If Mbappe came, Rodrigo would have never left X, Y, and Z, even though Rodrigo has been complaining, but way before Mbappe had joined. But that's just me. People don't like context. They don't like context. They like to hear what they want to hear, but not what they should be hearing. And that is the problem that Kylian Mbappe faces a massive, massive issue. Mbappe, like I said it the moment he joined, I started YouTube proper last season. So my first year of covering YouTube was covering Real Madrid last season, which was an absolute nightmare. But I said it from the first video that Kylian Mbappe has got a mission impossible, best because there's nothing that he can do, unless he wins a treble for him to showcase to the whole world that this signing has been a success. This signing, if he scores goals and no trophies, they're going to look at him and say, you're the problem. If he wins trophies and don't score goals, they're going to look at him and say, you got carried. So he has to score goals and win trophies. He has to get 50 GAs, 60 GAs, and win a Champions League, a La Liga, a treble for him to say, all right, cool, you know what, you've done something. Because he had joined a team which already won a Champions League and La Liga. So this move was so difficult for him to showcase, all right, you know what, I'm actually worth it. And the fact that Paris Saint-Germain won the treble, it made things pretty much worse. And the fact that Paris Saint-Germain beat Real Madrid a couple of weeks ago, it made things pretty much worse. So that's why they're going to blame Mbappe on this Vini situation. But this Vini situation, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. This is why I never made a video yesterday evening, because I wanted to sleep on it. I wanted to think about it. Brother, it's 8:50 in the morning. I'm making a video about this. So I'm deep in it. And what I have realized and what I've come up with is a theory. And I would like to tell you guys my theory. Real Madrid had no intention to sell Vinicius Jr., especially if Carlo Ancelotti was in charge. Because you've seen what Florentino Perez have always said about Vinicius Jr. You've seen what Vinicius Jr. have said about Real Madrid in his Netflix documentary, in every single interview. He's always said that I want to retire here. This is my club. This club is giving me everything, X, Y, and Z. So we've already heard that. But over the past month, since Xabi Alonso has been in charge, there has been a lot of reports saying, and those reports are actually true, there's been a lot of Real Madrid reports coming out and saying that Real Madrid have given Xabi Alonso full freedom. Xabi Alonso can do whatever he wants. And the most recent report that came out after that we lost against Paris Saint-Germain, that the report said, which, by the way, surprised the hell out of me, because Carlo Ancelotti was never given that much license, that much freedom. The report said that Xabi Alonso is allowed to bench, sell, start whoever he wishes to do. Whatever he wants to do, this Don has got the green light. And so far, if you guys remember, Xabi Alonso's first ever press conference for Real Madrid, he said, I'm coming in here and I want everyone to follow what I say. Not to that extent, but more like if someone doesn't follow my orders, if someone plays something which I don't ask him to do, if someone doesn't defend, if someone doesn't play for the team, X, Y, and Z, you guys get the idea, then he's not going to be starting for my team. So I think the reason why this is now coming out now, the likes of Kobe, the likes of Mario, the likes of everything, I reckon next season is going to be a deciding season for a lot of players. This season, coming up, is going to be so important and so crucial. If Xabi Alonso is a fan of you, you get to stay. If Xabi Alonso is not a fan of you, if you haven't impressed Xabi Alonso, if Xabi Alonso feels like you are not a player that's going to help the team, Xabi Alonso doesn't want an ego. Xabi Alonso doesn't want someone that's just going to come here and play for himself. Xabi Alonso wants someone that can come here and play for the whole team. And if you are that person, then you get to stay. If you're not that person, then most likely, adios. The door is right there. The door is right there. So this is why, because there's been no agreement on a contract extension, and because Jorge basically said, in Spanish, if you guys get to see it, where is it? Here. What did he say? The renewal of Vinicius Jr. is currently on hold. So much that no announcement is expected in this regard for the rest of the summer. With everything pending, for the 25-26 season. His contract ends in 27. So everything is basically pending for the end of next season. Everything will be decided next season. And that includes Vinicius Jr., according to Jorge, which I know, has got Real Madrid sources. Most specifically, Mario's got Real Madrid sources. So the reports that's coming out are not some dead trash, fake reporters. They have got something. They have got a track record of being right. Whether they're right in this situation, bro, I don't know, man. For some reason, I find it very hard to believe, even though 1, 2, 3 people are saying it, and some of them are actually very reliable within the Madrid sources. They are reliable, but I still find it very hard to believe, specifically because it's Vinicius Jr. If the reporter was saying Rodrigo, but I would have believed it straight away. But because it's Vinicius Jr., this is what's making me say, really, 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 and especially because it's happening after the so-called beef between Mbappe and Vinicius Jr., where Mbappe, I don't know if you guys saw that. I don't know if you guys, let me show you guys. Let me show you what I mean. Where is it? Here. Where is it? This one. Apparently, after what happened there, 2 people in France, 2 journalists, and apparently this Dunny, Pablo, is very close to Real Madrid. This is what I've been telling you. You're believing a random. Apparently this guy is so close. People telling me, look at what people are telling me. Pablo is literally well informed about Madrid. He worked for Madrid and has some sources inside the club. So I think he knows a little bit more about it. Brother, I never claimed I know about Madrid. That's one thing first. But apparently these 2 people have said that Mbappe went to Florentino Perez and basically said, there is 1, 2, 3, 4. Uno, dos, tres, cinco. 4 players that I don't want to stay at Real Madrid. Very similar to what he did at Paris Saint-Germain, where he basically said to Nasser Khelafi, I know campers that I don't want Neymar here. And look what happened. I don't want none of the South American players here. Look what happened. They literally all departed. Draxler, one of them, I know he's not South American, but you get the idea. He didn't want Draxler there. So many players left. And this is what Pablo is basically implying, that Mbappe has won to Florentino Perez with the same request. This is why this is all cap, by the way. There is no way Mr. Florentino Perez, the man who doesn't take any sort of bullshit from any player, the man who literally is not prepared to accept one thing from a player, the man who regards Real Madrid above the player, the man who said no to Ronaldo in terms of is what Ronaldo asked for, no to Ramos when he asked for a 2-year extension and he gave him a 1-year extension. You're telling me that man himself, the man who's been in charge for Real Madrid for over how many years, you think he's going to accept a demand that Mbappe, a man who just joined Real Madrid last season, has made a specific demand asking him to sell a couple of players, including Vinicius Jr.? This is why that was capped to me. This was never real to me. This was never absolutely real to me. But this is a completely different situation, because this situation is something that we've seen over the past year. This has been happening way before Mbappe, because Vini's contract extension has been running for the past, how many months? 12 months? 24 months? We always hear Vini's going to extend. Vini's going to extend, but we don't see it. Vini's going to extend, but we don't see it. Vini's going to extend, but we don't see it. But I knew something was wrong, especially last year, because I saw the reports. Vini's not happy to be earning way less than Mbappe. So what Vini wants the same amount of money as Mbappe. This is not an Mbappe situation. This is not an Mbappe issue, by the way. This is a Florentino issue, because Florentino should have never gave Mbappe so much. There is a difference in wages, if you guys don't know. Every player at Real Madrid, at Real Madrid will get less than 20, except for 2 players. And those are Alaba, which I've got no idea how, and Kylian Mbappe. You guys do know the wage structure of Real Madrid. It's Mbappe at above 30, Alaba at 24, 25, and then Vini and Jude Bellingham, I think early 20s or late 10s. But what Mbappe is saying, and what Vini is saying is, I want to get close to 30. I want to get close to what Mbappe is getting. And this was the problem. This is not, like I said to you, this is not an Mbappe problem. This is a Florentino Perez problem. Because Florentino should have understood that giving Mbappe way more than everyone else was going to create some sort of drama, especially when those players have given you Champions League in 2 and 3 years over someone who's just rejected you for the past 7 years. So this is what I'm saying. There is no agreement between Vini and Mbappe. This is true. I know this. I absolutely know this. The player's been asked for 30 million. That is true as well. He's sticking to those demands. Okay. Negotiations have not advanced in the last months. Okay. But the interesting part is everything is pending for the 25-26 season. So everything will be decided basically next season. And this is what I'm saying to you with the reports which has come out recently on Xabi Alonso. I think Xabi Alonso now has got the green light as well. I think before it was only Perez makes the final decisions. But I think Perez has now given Xabi Alonso a lot of freedom. A lot of freedom in the sense of he can decide a lot of things on what happens with contracts, with transfers. Pretty much he's got the final say because he's the manager at the end of the day. He's the one deciding whether I want to keep this player, whether I want to buy this player, whether I want to sell this player. And I think next season, Vinicius Jr.'s situation will be decided, not necessarily on just Xabi Alonso, on a lot of things. I think next season is going to be deciding on a lot of things. If I asked you right now, very quick to end the video, and just put down in the comments if you guys still here, I've got a question to ask you guys. Do you guys see Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham, so the 3 biggest players at Real Madrid? Do you see 1, 2, 3, those 3 players at Real Madrid in the next 2 years? Next season and the following season. So 2 years. Do you guys see them all staying at Real Madrid by 2028? Before we enter 2028. Do you guys see them staying? Put down in the comments. A part of me, if you asked that question beginning of the season, last season, I would have said, absolutely, we are going to build a dynasty. If you ask me now,
I prefer really not to speak. If I speak, I am in big trouble.
As I said, put down in the comments what you guys think of the Vini situation and my last question here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you soon with another video.